Welcome to How to Release Your Limiting Subconscious Programs and Achieve Your Goals Now. Hello, I'm Becca Armstrong. Let me share a little bit more about myself and the professional tool bag that I'm bringing to you for your success today. As a psychotherapist and business consultant for industry leaders and Fortune 500 companies for over 17 years and counting, I specialize in helping people and businesses transform their lives as well as their companies into greatness. As a master coach, I'm trained and certified in hypnotherapy, psychotherapy, NLP, EMDR levels 1 and 2, EFT, and Psych K. I'm a certified Thinking into Results consultant, life success consultant, dream coach, and why coach. I have also had the pleasure of working side by side with Master Coach Bob Proctor, helping to certify, teach, and train his coaches in over 130 countries. To date, I've helped to certify over 3,000 coaches, which is just so much fun. And throughout the years, I've really learned that to make a lasting, effective change and to release limitations, lack, and struggle, we must make that change at a subconscious level. So my intention here today is to help your life, your business, your dreams come true in a gentle, easy, kind way that is better than anything that you possibly could have previously imagined. So let's get started. Now, have you ever wondered why it is that some people achieve results really fast, easily, abundantly, and others, perhaps yourself, struggle and achieve their goals slowly, if ever? Well, allow me to actually share with you why that is and how you can change your experiences and results in minutes. Now, we're going to be using this fun little figure, and it's called a stick figure, and it was originated by Dr. Thurman Fleet, who was a chiropractor in the 1930s. So just imagine that the large circle represents your mind and the smaller circle represents your body. Then we have these little things coming off of the top of the head, the mind, and these represent your senses. Now, the lightning bolts ahead, or up above the head, rather, that represents stimuli that is coming in from our environment, because the truth is we're being bombarded by stimuli in every moment. Now, as the stimuli shows up in our life, it comes in through our senses. So we might taste it, we might touch it, we might smell something, we might hear it, or we might see it. Either way, we usually receive this stimuli and become aware of it through our 5 senses. Now, once we're stimulated and we become aware of that stimulation, we might generate a thought around it. We might have an emotional reaction or response. We might feel it throughout our body. And then we move into action, some type of behavior to do or not do something with the stimuli that's happening. Now, this all flows into our results. So it initially appears that we think, we have an emotion, we feel, we take action, and we produce our results. But I'm going to show you in just a few moments, there's something much more profound that's actually going on. So let's go into a little bit about mind structure. Now, the first part of our mind that we're going to speak about is our conscious mind. Then we're going to speak about our subconscious mind, and I'm going to really give you some detailed information so that you understand the functions of the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, so that you understand how they affect your actions, your behaviors, the things you do, the things you don't do, the things that work out easily, the things that are challenges, and how they produce your results. So let's dive into information about your conscious mind. Now, our conscious mind is our creative and imaginative mind. It's the part of us that has that beautiful creative faculty. This part of our mind originates new ideas. It's where we connect with and become clear about our desires, and our conscious mind can seem to be the place in which we make decisions. Our conscious mind learns really, really fast. Think about a book, maybe a nonfiction book that you've read. Maybe it was in the area of self-help, and you read that book and you said, okay, I really get it. This makes sense to me. I understand it. So the conscious mind can read something and come to a very quick understanding of it. Now, it does not mean that that understanding will actually produce a different outcome in your life. And in just a few moments, you're going to understand why that is. But our subconscious mind, we'll talk about that in a moment, but our conscious mind learns very, very fast. It can also make changes very fast as well. So when you are reading through. I don't know if you've ever studied something, but you get to a place where you want to fast forward ahead and then you want to move back, you want to add something, you want to take something away. Consciously, we're able to make those changes very, very quickly. Our conscious mind actually processes information that's coming from our environment at 2,000 bits of information per second. It has an impulse rate of 100 to 150 miles per hour. That's fast. I don't know about you and the last time you drove your car at 100 to 150 miles an hour, but boy, that is flying. Now, our conscious mind actually mitigates and is in charge of and directs our thinking and our thoughts during 5% of our day. Now, that number might surprise you. And it is a bit surprising. So you might be wondering, well, what happens during the other 95% of our day? Who is doing the thinking? Who's directing my thoughts? Well, let's talk about your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the part of your mind that is habitual. It's systematic. It's your programmed mind. Anything that you do in an automated fashion, those behaviors, that system is actually coming from and it's being directed and maintained by your subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is different than our conscious mind. Our subconscious mind learns very, very slowly. As a matter of fact, between 0, when you were in utero, and 7 years of age, you were learning subconsciously. Your subconscious mind was actually the activated mind from 0 to 7 years old, and it's when you were learning. Now, the subconscious mind makes changes very, very, very slowly, and it does it at a theta brainwave level, a repetition level, or with repetition, and then through something called energy psychology or super learning. It has a processing rate that is absolutely mind-boggling. It's 400 billion bits of information per second. Its impulse rate is up to 100,000 miles per hour. So I know we thought the conscious mind was super impressive going at 100 to 150 miles per hour, but now we're working with the subconscious mind, which is processing at 400 billion bits of information per second at a rate up to 100,000 miles per hour. Now, your subconscious mind is actually governing 95% of your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, your behaviors throughout your day. It actually is the part of you that controls behavior while you're consciously thinking during the 5% of your day. Now, let me give you an example. Perhaps recently, you were driving in your car and maybe you had somebody that you were engaged in a conversation with. Maybe it was a spouse or a child or a friend or a family member. And you and this other person were having a conversation, and maybe that conversation was really exciting. So you were focused on that conversation with whomever was in the car with you. Now, while you were having this conversation, you were also driving. Now, where is driving stored? Driving is a habit and pattern once you learn it. When you were first learning it, it was a conscious, repetitious behavior. So you got into the car and you practiced and you practiced and you practiced. I don't know about you, but I remember telling, people who I was learning to drive from that I couldn't talk about anything. I had to focus entirely on what I was doing in driving the car. So I couldn't listen to the radio. I couldn't have a conversation. I couldn't answer a question. I had to be completely present. But the more that I practiced through repetition, the more that behavior encoded into my subconscious as a program for how do you drive a car. So then when I'm in the car with my children or my husband or a friend and we're driving and we're having a conversation about something that's really exciting, that becomes the 5%, or part of the 5% where we're consciously focused and consciously thinking throughout our day. So we're entirely focused on that conversation. However, somebody's got to drive the car. So when you're pulling into your driveway, you know that you got there safely, even though you don't consciously remember turning down your street. Why is that? Well, because your subconscious was driving. It was running all of your behavior except for that part that was consciously in that conversation. So we'll talk a little bit more about this as we proceed. But your subconscious mind governs your identity. it's actually encoded between the ages of 0 and 7 with who you believe you are. It encodes with what you believe is possible for you, impossible for you, easy or effortful, things that can happen, or things that are outside of possibility for you entirely. Your subconscious mind is in charge of your perception and what you become aware of. It actually helps you filter in and out information that it labels as a priority. And the label priority comes when it matches the programs you have. So if you have stimuli that's coming in through your senses, and that stimuli is a match for your subconscious programs, then it'll be labeled as a priority, and you'll be able to you'll perceive it and you'll become aware of it. If it isn't part of your encoding, then it won't be labeled as a priority, and it will be filtered out of your perception and your awareness. Now, that's a really big deal when you're going to make a change. Your subconscious mind is actually the part of your mind that governs real decision making. So your conscious mind gives you the illusion that it's involved in decision making, and it certainly is involved in identifying new ideas and new desires. Because remember, conscious mind is creative. Subconscious mind is habitual, systemized, and programmed before the age of 7. So it is the part of your mind that makes decisions. Now, there are studies that show decisions at a subconscious level are made on average 6 to 7 seconds before a person is consciously aware of the decision that could be made, and also certainly the decision that they've made subconsciously. So before you know that you have a decision to make, and before you've made it consciously, subconsciously, that decision has already been made and confirmed. Your subconscious governs what you focus on and what you attend to. Again, what you prioritize. It's in charge of and governs your responses and your reactions, as well as your actions. It is also the seat and storehouse of all of your memories. Now, the way that the subconscious stores memories isn't objective, so it's not like a video store of your experience. It's subjective, so it's going to be stored based on the way you think about it, the way you emotionally respond or react to it, and the way your body feels with it, as well as any actions you took or didn't take. So all of that is going to be encoded. Now remember, your subconscious mind is in charge of your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions. So the way in which you're programmed is also going to govern the way in which you remember something. So when we make a change, we initially try to make the change through our thoughts. We try to think positively or think differently. We try to have a different emotional response. We try to feel different in our bodies. Rather than feel fear, we try to feel excitement or enthusiasm. And we try to do different. We try to shift our behaviors. Now, I totally get this. This is what led me to study cognitive behavioral psychology, because I really was passionate about helping people make a change. And I initially thought we could make that change through our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, or our actions. But then I learned that our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, and our actions are part of our subconscious encoding and programming that comes together by the time we're 7 years old. So if that's the case, and we are running this energy, this stimuli through our thoughts, we're actually running it through our subconscious programming. And then we're moving this stimuli through our program, and we're getting the results that our program is designed to produce. And that's why oftentimes when we go to make a change, the output, the outcome ends up being consistent or similar to what we've previously experienced before. The other thing that happens for people is they make a change for a short period of time, and then something happens in their life, and their life returns to the way it used to look. So this happens with people who make a lot of money very rapidly, and then they seem to lose it all very rapidly. They can make leaps and bounds and changes in their health. Maybe they get rid of excess fat and fluid, but then something occurs and they end up with more fat and fluid on their body than before. Perhaps it happens in relationships where they shift and change and their toxic relationships move to love, growth, and abundant and kind relationships. And then something happens and they find themselves back engaged with toxic relationships. So when we make a change, we use techniques and we don't realize that the techniques that we're using are actually those that work for the conscious mind. You see, our conscious mind learns really, really, really fast, but our conscious mind does not govern what we think about, the emotions we feel, the feeling experiences we have in our bodies, or our actions. So again, when we're attempting to make changes using these 4 different areas, we end up reinforcing our subconscious programming. It's kind of like with the thoughts, emotions, feelings, actions, we're just telling our subconscious, change, 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 change. And the more we tell our subconscious to change, the more we actually reinforce the status that it's in, and we wind up feeling really disappointed. Now, if you have experienced this, if you've been working on a goal that you have not yet achieved, and it's been 3 or more weeks, you've come to the right place, because we're generally taught to try to change our subconscious mind through our thoughts, emotions, feelings, and actions. And there's a reason why it hasn't worked so far. So let's actually talk about that. To make a change at the subconscious level, so you actually have new thoughts, you have new emotions, you have new felt experiences in your body, in your mind, and you take the new action that produces the actual new result. We've got to change at a subconscious level. We've got to create and rewire a new program that is designed and can produce the output and the results you want. So how do we do that? We have to work with our subconscious mind in the way the subconscious mind learns. Now, the way the subconscious mind learns is very specific. It learns through habits and behavior, so repetition. Now, let me give you an example. When you were little and you were learning to walk, you learned to walk through practice. And it didn't matter how many times you fell down, you just got up and you kept repeating the action, repeating the action, repeating the action. Now, you did the same thing when you were learning your ABCs. And every day people would say, let's say our ABCs together, and then A, B, C, F, and they say, no, wait, go back, A, B, C, D. Okay, great. Keep going, E, F, L. No, wait, go back, do it again. And you just did it again and again and again and again until it clicked. You learn to drive the same way. Now, another way that the subconscious mind learns is through emotional impact. Now, for us to create this state for ourselves, it's very, very difficult because it has to be an unexpected, huge emotional impact. Now, it could be pleasurable or it could be painful. Unfortunately, most of us have emotional impact that's directed from others, and it's generally associated with pain. So if you have any subconscious programs that are also associated with pain, these emotional impactful experiences can actually strengthen those programs. Now, for some that we have pleasurable emotional impact, that the subconscious learns rapidly with that impact. Now, there is a third way. And I want to be honest with you and transparent. I love this way. It's the reason why I studied clinical hypnotherapy and different techniques for working at the level in which the subconscious learns. And this process, this way, is to hit the record button. And it's a super learning process. And the cool thing is, this process allows for the desired program, the new subconscious program, to be downloaded into your subconscious without the interference from your conscious mind. Now, remember, between the ages of 0 and 7, your conscious mind was not interfering. It wasn't participating. So you had wide open subconscious presence. And that's what this super learning process allows for. And it doesn't require repetition or emotional impact either. You can really hit the record button and have it within minutes, which is fun, and gentle and kind and easy. So let's actually go to your goal. I want you to think about something that you want, something that matters to you. And you might have several things that matter. So go ahead if you want, take out a piece of paper, something to write with, and write everything down that you really want, your goals. And as you do that, I want you to just kind of look and see which ones are the priorities. And what is that number one priority, the thing that you want? And are you willing to have it in a year? Sure. Are you willing to have it in 6 months? Sure. Are you willing to have it in 3 months? Sure. That's even better. How about in the next 30 days? How about having a subconscious program that allows for you to align with it in minutes so that you're really able to accelerate the manifestation where you can reach out and touch it in your life rapidly? So think about your goal, what it is that you really, really want. Write it on a piece of paper if you have something to write on and with. And then let's talk about 2 basic states that we as human beings live in. Now, the first one is a state of love. It's a state of well-being. It's a state where we're taken care of. We're okay. We're safe. We also have a state of fear. And this is a state where we are not safe and we require protection. Now, if we even study ourselves at a cellular level, we'll see that we actually only have these 2 states. We're either in a state of love and growth or a state of fear and protection. There is no in between. Now, in a state of growth, in a state of love, even at a cellular and organ level, our visceral organs become activated and all of our blood flow goes to our visceral organs. Now, if you're wondering what in the heck are visceral organs, those are our heart, lung, intestine, liver, pancreas organs. Okay, so they're in the core of our body. Now, these are activated and the blood flow is directed to our visceral organs by our autonomic nervous system and specifically our parasympathetic nervous system. Now, this is really cool because this is where in our gut, our immune system is living and being nurtured and nourished in our gut. So this is where our immune system lives. We need our lungs. We need our heart. So this is in our viscera. We have our primary life-supporting growth organs. Now, these can actually get turned off. And what I mean by that is the blood flow can be directed away from our visceral organs. And the blood flow is turned off and directed away from our visceral organs when we go into a state of stress. And our adrenal hormones and the systematic responses of our adrenal hormones actually send a signal, and the blood flow goes from our visceral organs somewhere else. Now, I'll talk about where it goes in a moment, but when that signal says, uh-oh, turn off the blood flow or redirect it away from our visceral organs, it's being directed in a state of fear. And our system is being alerted. There's something wrong and we need to protect ourselves. So where does our blood flow go? It goes to our muscles and our bones. That is the part of our body that protects us, right? Yes, our limbs. We've got to get away from the threat. Now, this is activated by our autonomic nervous system as well, and specifically the sympathetic nervous system. This is the blood flow that's turned on by our adrenal hormones, and it's fight, flight, or freeze. So this is when we're in danger, and our response is to protect ourselves and get to safety. Now, the thing is, when we're in a state of fear, our entire system, our mind-body system, goes into protection mode and it shuts down growth. Now, this is important when it comes to your goals. So I do have a reason for sharing this with you. This is a training rather than just a knowledge event. Okay, I really want to teach you about what's happening and what may have been preventing you from achieving your goals so far. So what governs, and this is a question that I want us to explore together, what governs the love or fear automated responses? Well, what governs it comes from our subconscious, and it's our perception. And remember, our perception is governed by our subconscious programs. Now, what governs our perception is so powerful. And remember, it's formulated before we're 7 years old. And before we're 7 years old, we're in a theta brainwave, and we are recording all of the repetitious feedback that's happening in our environment. So what people are thinking, what they're saying, what they're doing, the habits and patterns, the way in which life is functioning or flowing or not functioning and not flowing, all of that is being recorded. It's not being discerned. So we're not saying, ooh, this is a good program, I'm going to record that one. And ooh, this one's not very good, I'm not going to record that one. We're taking in and we're recording everything as a way of being a human being. So when you think of your goal, whatever you've written down on your piece of paper, your goal is originated by the part of your mind that can come up with new ideas and has creative faculty. And that is your conscious mind. Your conscious mind can have new thoughts. Your subconscious mind, or your conscious mind rather, can have new feelings. It can have new actions. The issue is that your new thoughts, new feelings, new actions, everything that was originated by your beautiful conscious mind is now running through the program that was created during the first 7 years of your life. And if it's not a match, that's an issue. So the new thoughts, when they don't match the existing program, do you think they move you into love and growth or fear and protection? What do you think is the response? Well, if you said fear, you're right on. Even though this goal can improve our life, make things so much easier and better and magnificent, magical, and it's what we always wanted, and our life is going to get easy and awesome and benefit so many people that we're in contact with, our system, our mind-body system says, wait a minute, we've got a program. We learned it before we were 7. It's the way we have encoded to be a human being. And what you want, your goal, is so outside of this program. It doesn't fit at all. There's something wrong. You're asking us to go outside the program. We can't go outside the program. So we move into fear in relationship with our goal, and we shut down growth because we're functioning outside of the program. Now, what happens is that it moves our system into protection. And what are we protecting ourselves from? We're protecting ourselves from our goal. Now, consciously, we say, ooh, this goal is awesome. I love this goal. Let's go do it. And we feel this pushback from our thoughts, or maybe even we can use our conscious mind to activate some new thoughts. And we say, ooh, these thoughts are great. But under the current, in our subconscious current, we're having the thoughts of, this can't happen for me. This isn't going to work. This never works out for anybody in my family. Last time I tried this, I failed. You know what? I don't have the health or the relationship or the money. And then we feel these fears, we feel these worries, we feel these doubts. And then in our body, we start to feel kind of out of sorts and uncomfortable. And then we take these actions that perhaps we've seen other people take very successfully, but when we take them, it doesn't work out very well. And then we have these outcomes that are less than or opposite to what we desire. And it all comes into the fact that we have moved into protection mode, and our entire subconscious system is trying to get us back into homeostasis with the previous program that was there. So our actions do not produce the new result. You see, our survival or even our success is a result of an equation, which is our growth divided by the amount of protection our system thinks that it needs. So we can only grow and achieve outcomes based on how much energy is there divided by how much protection we feel like we need. Now, if our goal is outside of our current systems and programs, this means that we're going to go into major protection mode and shut down our growth, which is to sabotage our goal. So I invite you right here, right now, if you have ever felt resistance, sabotage, struggle when it comes to your goal, take a deep breath. Maybe even give yourself a hug or at least just a mental hug and say, okay, I'm going to let you off the hook because I now get it. And I hope you get that you weren't failing, you weren't sabotaging, you weren't doing something intentionally to block your results. And it doesn't mean that you aren't worthy, that you don't deserve it, that you're not capable of it, that you don't have the potential, the possibility, and that you can have it. It just means that you didn't know that you were shifting into protection mode. And now I hope that by knowing this, you can feel a bit of relief And in a few minutes, I'm going to tell you how to shift and change this. So I invite you to feel some excitement as well. Because you have to change the program. You've just got to change the subconscious program to change the output. And if you want the new results, you can have them. We've just got to help you shift the program so that when you engage your goal is actually aligned with the results that you really, really want. So that when you're going for it, your system actually says growth, 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 growth. So how do you change the subconscious program? Well, between the ages of 0 and 7 years old, your first 7 years of life, you are in a theta brainwave. So one of the techniques, hypnosis, is very good at helping people get into a theta state and create new subconscious programs. You can rewire your subconscious through your theta brainwaves. You could also get into, like we've spoken about, repetition, just as you learned how to walk and say your ABCs. The faster path that I mentioned a few minutes ago is the super learning, where you can actually push the record button, and you can do this in minutes. My clients have experienced this extensively. I love using this technique personally. It's my number one go-to, and I've even shared it with my family and my children. As a matter of fact, I have some feedback from my oldest daughter that I'll share with you in just a few minutes. So how do you push the record button? And I just want you to know that I'm very transparent, and I come to everything that I learn skeptical. I'm not a believer in it, and I'm not a believer not in it. I'm very curious. And I love that my curiosity about how do you shift and rewire and reprogram your subconscious life, that curiosity has led me to what I think is a magical resource. So the first thing is we find that when you create a whole brain state, where your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere, your frontal lobe, and just every aspect of your brain really, when we activate it in a whole brain state, it's extremely effective at helping to really, really rapidly reprogram your subconscious mind. And it's fabulous. You can actually see this on EEGs, where you can watch somebody's neural networks actually be created and then wired to each other and then lit up in just seconds. And then within a few minutes, it's all complete. Now, the balance, this whole brain state balance, is actually complete just within a few minutes. It starts within seconds and it's complete within a few minutes. And it transforms any resistance or limitation into alignment and full potential. Now, this balance process is a concrete change. So it's not something that can slingshot you back to the way things were before. So if you create a change in this whole brain state, that change is concrete. It won't change back. And that, for my clients, has been really powerful, because not all techniques allow for you to make that type of concrete change. Now, this also allows for the new thoughts, the new feelings, the new emotions, the new behaviors, and the new actions that are aligned with your desired outcomes and results. So when you're thinking, you're emoting, you're feeling, and you're acting in harmony with your new results, you're like a tractor beam to them. There is zero resistance, and you're accelerating. So that's the pleasure of creating subconscious alignment and the new program, because your entire system shifts into growth, shifts into reception of your goal. Now, the new subconscious program shifts and changes your identity. So who you believe you are is someone who's a match to the results that not only you wanted, but that you can now reach out, touch, measure, and experience in your life. Your new subconscious program shifts and changes your perceptions. So the new perceptions that allow you to see the pathway, see the opportunity, see the resources, you have it. You can also become aware. You can have those new awarenesses. It allows you to actually make new decisions, the decisions that are aligned with your desired outcomes and your results. Your new subconscious program gives you new focus, new attention. Have you ever felt like your attention was being sabotaged? People say, oh, I just have terrible willpower. Well, with your new subconscious program that's rewired and aligned with your desired outcome and results, it's so fun. Your entire system is in a growth process, so it feels aligned and it feels harmonious for you to be in a state of focus with it. So you don't have to force yourself to focus anymore. You'll notice that you have new responses, new reactions, and new actions, the behaviors, the actions, the follow through that bring the outcome you want. And then your memories, all of the ways in which you are continuing to learn and grow, and the way in which you encode your experiences are aligned with your new subconscious identity and program. So with this program response, when you think about the new program, one that's aligned with your goal, aligned and totally harmonious with the outcome you want, the results you want, do you think you're going to move into love or fear? Love, you're right. Love. And love feeds growth. This state is the state where all of our blood flow and all of our awesome resources within our body go to our growth organs. Our blood flow in our brain and our heart align, and our brain actually activates more so with our consciousness in the forebrain, the prefrontal cortex. So it's really powerful. And the reason why our entire system aligns with growth is because we're functioning inside of the new system. Now, with growth, your system thrives. And the new outcome, the new result, it is what you are all aligned with producing. So this is not about struggle. This is not about effort anymore. This is about being who you are, because who you are is aligned at the subconscious level with the results that you desire. So once you've rewired your subconscious program, guess what? You're aligned with your new results, and you have the identity that's a match to the desired results and outcomes that you have. We have this part of our mind that is called the reticular activating system. And sometimes you'll hear it called a RAS system. And what it does is it filters out anything that it doesn't consider a priority. And again, what it considers a priority is anything and everything that is part of your subconscious programming. So if you have the program, anything that's happening in your environment that's a match to the program will be identified as a priority, and it'll be brought in through your perceptual and awareness faculties. So now your RAS system is going to be looking around in your world, in your environment, in your experiences, identifying and prioritizing everything that's a match to producing your desired outcome. Now that's super cool. You'll also have the new thoughts, the feelings, the actions that can and do produce your desired results. So again, we have two states: fear, which moves us into protection and brings failure in regards to our result or change, or we have love, growth, which is aligned with our desired outcomes, our goals, and our results. Now, love, the state of love and the state of growth, when we are aligned with it and we have a subconscious program that is a match to the results that we want, what happens is everything lines up. Our thoughts, emotions, feelings, actions all line up. And we move from where we are into our outcomes through a process of safety and acceleration. It's really that easy. So what does this work for? What does this super learning process work for? Well, it works for career goals, life goals, health goals, relationship goals, performance goals, fears or phobias that you've had, limiting behaviors, visions and dreams, eliminating reactions and stress responses. Whatever it is that is likely going on for you, this is a profound resource. Now, who does this work for? Well, it actually works for individuals of any age. I've utilized this with my older clients as well as my youngest clients. It's really that profound. It works for those that are in a relationship, whether it's an intimate, personal relationship with a spouse, a partner, a family member, or it's a business relationship, perhaps a boss or a colleague or a client. This is an amazing process for entrepreneurs and those that are in business that really are ready to accelerate their outcomes and their results. This is profound for students and those that have goals that they're working toward in achieving. This is profound for business leaders and athletes. So again, just to review, We have a subconscious program. It was established before we were 7 years old, or by the time we were 7 years old. And our emotions, our thoughts, our actions are all a part of that programming. So when we want to make a change in our reality, we need to make the change. Instead of just going to try to change at our action, thought, or emotional level, we need to go to the source of those, which is our subconscious program. Once we create the shift and rewire at the subconscious level, then our actions, our thoughts, our emotions, they all will shift and can be strengthened. Then they're going to allow you to create your new reality and your new results. And this is how you're designed. This is what you're capable of experiencing and doing. So here's a great testimonial from a gentleman in South Africa rather. And he was initially experiencing lack, limitation, and a lot of struggle, and wanted to create limitlessness with wealth, because in his idea and mindset, wealth wasn't a state of limitation. So if you're truly wealthy, it doesn't matter how much you're spending or how much you're earning, it always is in a state of increase. So here's what he had to say. I am now very wealthy. My money can't get finished no matter how I use or abuse it, which is just kind of a funny, I think there's an English translation element, but just to celebrate his abundance. It doesn't matter how much he's bringing in or spending, it's always in a state of increase for him now. Here's a testimonial from a person in Green Bay, Wisconsin. I was a keynote speaker at a recent event, and I'm usually a little nervous, and I can tell that I'm uncomfortable in that situation, especially if I haven't prepared as much as I'd like. The event came up fast, and I ran out of time to do any kind of speech writing or thorough prep. The morning of, I did a couple of balances to create that whole brain state. It's the super learning process to stay calm and confident in a public speaking situation. The presentation went great. It was really neat to consciously observe and the difference, even as it was happening during the speech. This one was fast, easy, highly effective, and I saw immediate results. Very cool. And here's one from my own family. This is actually a testimonial from my daughter. In minutes of doing the balance, my fears and anxiety about volleyball tryouts and starting high school were gone. I felt peaceful, calm, and excited. Tryouts went really well. I made the team, and I started school with success. I love being able to do things with ease that used to scare me. So just a few testimonials, whether you're applying it to wealth, whether you're applying it to a personal challenge or opportunity, or anything that's coming up, whatever your goal is, it's just been a pleasure to see that when applied, the super learning process, just in minutes, even seconds, creates the rewire and the shift. So you can achieve your goals. Absolutely. Now, the intention of this training is to really walk you through and to help you understand you have not been a failure. You have not been holding back. And yes, you can succeed. Yes, you are designed for success. You have all the possibility, all the capability, all of the ingredients within you right now. And you are designed for whatever it is that you want to allow and to have it be your reality. To make it easy, I'd like to offer you a resource, an additional resource, which is my Successful Transformations coaching program. Now, in this program, we don't mess around. We go right for it. This is a one-on-one process where you will be working individually with me. And we're going to jump in and reprogram, rewire, rewrite your specific limiting subconscious program. So we're going to identify what it is that you want, what challenges, what are the subconscious limiting programs, and then we're going to rewire them so that your outcome is aligned with your new program. Then we're going to strengthen your new program, your identity, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your behaviors, so that everything is dialed in and completely strengthened in alignment with the achievement of your desired results. And then we're going to help you engage the most resourceful actions, strategies, and acceleration tools. Now, this is a key part of it because once you've shifted and rewired that subconscious program, you're going to quickly be able to receive or identify the absolute accelerated path. And it's going to be so much fun. I'm also going to bring together each of the individual clients into a monthly group that is a growth and acceleration session, because there are powerful things that can happen when you're participating in a group. So you'll have that opportunity as well. The entire program is focused around your new results. Now, we have a program that is starting soon, and I like to work with people for acceleration over 3 months. Now, because of this, you have some really cool dialed in programs that are bonuses to this program, which include continuous reprogramming, rewiring of any additional subconscious programs as you accelerate forward in growth and success. Now, a lot of my clients, they don't come and achieve one goal, one result, no matter how big it is that how big that initial goal is. You can accelerate and achieve multiple goals, however many you want. I have absolute openness, invitation. However many goals you want to achieve, go for it. We'll do it. The next bonus is access to all of my other programs during your successful transformation coaching programs. They're my gift to you, and you'll have access to all of them. If I do a live event during the program, then you usually get a VIP behind the scenes special ticket to attend if you'd like as well. You're also going to get a complimentary membership to my Attract Your Best Life membership group. The key is your dreams and goals are ready to become and be your reality. You can be successful, and you can be successful now, and you don't need to work so hard to change your subconscious programs. Let me help you shift your subconscious programs and strengthen your new subconscious resources and take the right action for easy, efficient, and effective rapid results, the most wonderful rapid results possible. The Successful Transformation Coaching Program begins soon. Now, there are 20 spots, and these spots fill up quickly. You can have your goals now, so there's no need to wait. You don't need to wait next month. You don't need to wait until next year. You don't need to wait even 2 minutes. You can have your results starting very, very soon. And I want to invite you to join this program. So to register, go ahead and look below this video and claim your spot. There's a registration link. It is easy. We want to make it as simple as possible. Now, here we go. I am a very accessible and transparent person. So any questions you have, any skepticism you have, anything that you want some clarification about, please email me and my team. We are so happy to hear from you. We love questions. We welcome them, because I always want to know that the service and the resources that I'm going to be providing you are really what you want. And I know that if you're ready to have your result, if you are done with delay, if you're done with struggle, if you're done with lack, if you're done with wanting but not having, then yes, this process is right for you. Now, I know that a lot of my clients are really, really dedicated to their growth and to their empowerment and to their betterment, which sometimes means that you're working with multiple different practitioners or you're doing several different programs. One of the cool things about this process is that it allows for you to continue doing whatever it is that you've been doing. It simply will allow everything to shift from lack, limitation, or resistance to ease and to success. So no matter what it is that you're doing, this is a resource that will be collaborative, it will be a contribution, and it will help you to shift any limits, lack, or resistance to a state of alignment, so that you can start living your goal. Now, some details are that, yes, we'll be working one-on-one with each other. So this is not a complete group process, even though there is a group monthly session. So yes, you and I will be working specifically on your goals, on what matters most to you, what your priorities are, and we'll be working privately one-on-one on a weekly basis. So yes, you will have those private sessions. We'll meet virtually. If you're in the area and you want to meet in person, you're welcome to do that. But most of my clients, we meet by telephone or something like Skype or FaceTime. Skype or FaceTime is not required. We are very, very successful by telephone. So distance is wonderful. I have clients that are all over the world in beautiful places like Slovenia and China and New Zealand and Australia, and I could go on and on. So yes, that is absolutely something that is easy and fine and works very, very well. And what is the time frame? We're going to be working together over 3 months. The first phase is we're going to shift and rewire all limiting programs. Then we're going to strengthen your new program resources, and we're going to simultaneously help you engage the most effective actions and strategies. Now, can you achieve just one goal? No, you can achieve as many goals throughout this process as you'd like, and really it is how you're designed. So most of my clients really, they achieve multiple goals. And again, if you have any questions, reach out to me and my team at hello@beccaarmstrong.com. Now, I have one more rockin' awesome bonus, and I am so enthusiastic and excited about this one. The first 5 clients to enroll will receive a very, very special private life abundance strategy and shift session. Now, in addition to your goal, the first 5 clients to enroll, we are pulling out all stops because we're going to go into your abundance encoding and programming. And we're going to create shifts and rewire any limitations there in addition to your goal. So I hope that you'll take action immediately. Again, the registration link is below. Now, if you're wondering what is the investment, usually the investment for this program is $6,000. Now, today, I am just inspired. So I'm giving you a rapid decision discount, and you can enroll for $33.50. Now, there are 2 payment options. If you'd like to do a payment plan, we have that as well, 2 payment option at $17.50. And if you want to do a full payment, you get an additional discount that brings it to $3,000. Now, to register and claim your spot, go ahead and click the link below. And if you have any questions, you can always email me and my team. We'll get back to you directly at hello@beccaarmstrong.com. And if you're one of the first 5 clients to enroll, you're going to receive the special private life abundance strategy and shift session with me that is worth $500. So take action. We're going to be starting very, very soon. So now is the time to enroll. Go ahead and click your registration link. Send me any questions by email. And again, if you're one of the first 5 clients, you get the special abundance strategy and shift session bonus worth $500. So I look forward to helping you rewire any limiting subconscious beliefs and programming that you have so that you now can create and live the life you've been dreaming of. So whatever you wrote down at the beginning of our time here today on your sheet of paper, I know that this wonderful tool and resource and this coaching program will help you move from where you are into where you want to be, where what you've written on your piece of paper with all the joy and delight is your reality. So again, this is Becca Armstrong. Thank you so very much for joining me here today. I look forward to the opportunity to work with you in my coaching program and helping you accelerate into your new desired subconscious program and your new wonderful results. See you soon.